On this episode of Coastal by Design, we're going to transform this chest into this. Telling Suzanne the other day that our next project was going to be building a boat. She reminded me of all the things that we needed to do and said be realistic, and then bought me this shirt. I think she's trying to tell me something. So anyway, back to work we go. This at least is for us. So we get a chance to do something for us. The shoemakers, kids get to have shoes or something. I'm not sure how that goes. Yeah. This is a Mexican style chest, rustic. Need to change our name to Rustic by Design, I think.
We do.
But anyway, this is something we picked up. Suzanne found this. We got it really cheap, 20 or 25 bucks.
20 bucks.
It's pretty amazing. The only little problem with it, you'll notice, I started the Bondo work already. The former owner's dog literally chewed the corners completely off on two sides. So I've started the Bondo work, kind of reshaping this and sculpting it a little bit. It needs a little bit more work. So we're going to get on that. But the plan, since we can't stain this area or whitewash it or anything else like that, the plan is going to be on this area here, down to under this part. We're going to paint this right up to this edge. We're going to whitewash everything else. We're going to paint this area down here at the bottom as well and whitewash this whole center section. We believe that two-tone look is going to be awesome. Suzanne and I got this thing lifted up onto this makeshift workbench. We're going to give it a good cleaning now, but because there's no clear coat on this style of furniture building, they just basically throw a stain on here. We're going to use this liquid sandpaper because it's got some degreasing properties and you don't have to rinse it off. We're going to get this cleaned up. Then we're going to start giving it a light sand. This edge right here where we're going to paint, we're going to do a little bit more than a light sand. We're going to clean this up pretty good because it's been our experience that when you have something rustic and you try to paint it, it just doesn't look good if you don't clean up a lot of the imperfections. So we'll fix these cracks right here, fix these little, pock marks and things like that, and give it a little bit more of a level sand right through here. The rest of it, we're just going to give it this paint wash. And I did say paint wash this time because originally I said whitewash because it was going to be white. Now it's not. Are you sure? Yeah. And the best part about this is that we didn't get the white paint on here before all that happened. So we're basically at square one, no harm, no foul, but it is going to be black now. Black wash and black solid color around this edge. Here we mentioned we were going to paint this black, but there's too many imperfections on here, too much trouble. It's not worth it. The juice isn't worth the squeeze is what we're going to go with. Off to cleaning. Liquid sandpaper did a pretty good job of getting the top clean and all these little nooks and crannies in here. But as we were going along, what we realized is that with all that rustic charm came a lot of black wax to make it look authentic. And all of the dark spots that were in all these crevices right here, they're not going to hold paint. Now we're using something a little bit stronger. We got pretty much straight, non-diluted degreaser. Going to make a nice surface for painting. These are the legs that we're going to use. We got these on Amazon, I think for about 16 bucks. They're going to go about right here. They came white, really nice finish too. Remember when we were going to paint this white? That would have been nice. But now we're going to paint them black. We've cleaned this thing as much as we can possibly clean it. with just the soap and water. The wax that they use to make this look rustic, because this is probably not done in a natural, original way, is still not really coming clean. And you can see if I rub my fingernail through that, I don't know if you're picking that up, but this stuff scratches off. And this is with soap and water. This is the best we can get it. So we're going to go ahead and use some mineral spirits. The problem with mineral spirits is that when you're going to do a water-based finish, the water-based finish won't stick to the residue left behind on the mineral spirits. So to combat that, so let me back up. Don't ever use this if you're going to do water-based finish, unless you clean up the residue.
Yeah, residue.
Residue. Clean up the residue with some denatured alcohol. This stuff right here will clean up the residue from the mineral spirits and make the painting go on perfectly. We're mixing up the paint wash right now. We're going to do probably somewhere between a 6-to-1 and 8-to-1. I'm not going to get too concerned about it, and that's pretty thin. We want to go pretty thin because if it doesn't work out or it looks like it needs to be a little darker, we can always add a little paint, but it's a little tough to take too dark off of the wood once you put it on there. So we're going to pour just a little bit in here and eyeball it. Probably way too much. I might have to put a little of that back actually, because there's not even room to get 6 parts of water in there. Mistakes happen. Mistakes were made. We'll definitely get some of that. And this paint wash, a little bit goes a long way. That's a little more like it right there. And I don't know if you can see in there, but that is, yeah, it's only up to about right there. So I'll just kind of eyeball it and go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So basically fill it up almost to that line right there with water, and we'll get cracking.
Guys, we are a brand new channel and we're on a race to 1,000 subscribers. If you're getting value out of this, please hit that subscribe button, hit that like button, and leave us a comment.
First coat is going on. This is the corner that the dog chewed up right here, one of the two corners. You can see that I got a little bit of a wave right there in sculpting this line back in, but it's good enough for government work. We're not building a space shuttle. We did a little bit of distressing. Wasn't part of the original plan, but that's just how things go sometimes. We put the black on here, and the black looks so fresh and popped so hard and looked really nice compared to the rustic look. It was a little bit too much of a transition, and so we threw the distress on here. Now we're at the point where we've got all of this done, and we're ready for our favorite time, the clear coat. The clear coat. We like it because it makes everything look pretty, and also it signifies that you're done.
We're almost done.
We're almost done. Hey guys, stick around to the end because we're going to show you our next project, which I think everybody's going to love. I know we love it. Super, super dope. And we're also going to go over all the techniques, the Bondo, all the distressing, and the products we used on this particular project.
Now it's almost time to show you the finished product.
Before we get to that, and we won't tease you long, we're going to show you what we got coming up next week. The credenza.
We're calling it now a mid-century traditional media console. I know it's a mouthful, but
sounds kind of hip, kind of now.
Yeah.
So I think that's the modern interpretation of the 1970s credenza.
Except we are going to make it modern, and we're painting it black.
We're painting it black.
So we get a lot of questions on this channel about the different products that we use for the restoration projects. And the paint that Nate really likes to use is the Valspar furniture and cabinet paint. It's an oil-infused enamel that goes on ultra smooth, whether you're using the sprayer, the spray gun, or in this particular case, Nate used a brush to apply the paint. And it dries pretty fast and pretty hard.
You get it at Lowe's. Like she said, it's very durable. We're not normally looking for durability. I mean, we want some, but we're going to put a clear coat over it. So we're really just looking for color, coverage, and we want it to go on really smooth. And this does it. And it's affordable.
It's affordable. And the other nice thing about purchasing at Lowe's, and we're not sponsored by them in any way, that's just where we like to buy the paint, is they will color match Sherwin-Williams colors for you. They have it right there in their computer system. And in this case, we use Sherwin-Williams Tricorn Black.
And without further ado, here is the final product. Voila! Guys, we are a brand new channel and we're on a race to 1,000. If you got some value out of this video, please give us a like, consider subscribing, and if you have any comments on how we can make the channel better, please leave us a comment. We'd really appreciate that. We read all comments. Thank you again for watching.